Hi everyone, welcome to the July 15th round of the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I first want to just say I'm so excited to be here with all of you. I'm excited to be on this health journey with you. We're going to learn a lot of new things. I'll wait for a second just to see if anyone else is going to hop on. If you're joining us live, go ahead and let me know you're here. Hi, Wendy. Give me a hand raise. I see Wendy's here. I'm so excited. If you, as I'm going through this training and you have any questions that you can think of, go ahead and you can post them in the comments. I should be able to see them, but if I don't see them as I'm talking, I will definitely answer them as soon as the call is over. And you can always, you can always message me on our daily thread. You can send me an email, whatever you need. Just know that I'm here at all times to answer any questions. I'm just so excited and thrilled to be here working with all of you and ready just to start this journey. So to start off, I have an agenda and there's lots of information. I'm going to try to keep it brief within each area I'm going to discuss today, because it's a lot of information and I know you guys got your portal access and there's lots going on there. You have the welcome and introduction, you have the Faster Weight Essentials and Prep Week trainings, and also you can see in the portal that you have the at-home workouts, the gym workouts, as well as the low impact workouts. So I will at the end touch on the portal a little bit, and then I will hop on each day this week to go over the different components, just so I can give you a deeper understanding of what it is we're focusing on, what the elements to the program are, and what we're going to be doing when we combine them all together to basically maximize fat burn, to increase our energy levels, to prevent disease. There's just so many things that we're going to be focusing on, even though we're not realizing we're focusing on them. So again, I'm so excited to be here with all of you. So I'm going to go over the key elements of the Faster Way to Fat Loss, the overview of the food cycle. We're going to touch on that. I'm going to explain the different days so you have a better understanding. If you watched the comprehensive guide, you read through it, you saw Amanda Tress explaining the components, I'm going to go over those again, and it just helps that if we continue to kind of review them, and the more we do, the better we understand the processes. I'm going to share a little bit about the workout info and then what my expectations are as we go through the Faster Way. I'm going to explain to you how I want you to check in with me each day, what I want you to share with me so I can make sure you're getting the right amount of macronutrients. That might be a new word for some of you. And I'm going to go over what macronutrients are as well, just so we can we're going to hear that word macros a lot, so we understand what those are. So again, as I'm going through this video, feel free, if you think of a question, go ahead and post it, and I will do my best to answer it as I'm going. Again, prep week can be a little overwhelming and it kind of feels like information overload. I get it, but do not get frustrated. Just remember to keep a positive mindset. I'm here for you to lean on and support you through the entire 7 weeks together. Some of you already posted on our daily Facebook thread today. On this page, you introduced yourself, you shared what your goals were. I love that. A lot of it has to do with nutrition, our relationship with food, learning how to eat the right foods, and I definitely learned that through this program, and so are you. So if you have not shared your one main goal, you can go ahead and post that today. If you're in the women's group, you would post it on this page. If you're in the men's group, go ahead and post it on your daily thread over there. So I want to just set the expectation right out the gates. It's going to probably take a couple of weeks for all of us to get into the rhythm, into the groove of the program. So don't get discouraged, because it is a lot of information to take in. But our goal through this program, really, our goal, our overall goal, is to create a healthy lifestyle, to effectively burn fat using the cutting edge strategies that the Faster Way to Fat Loss uses: carb cycling, intermittent fasting, whole food nutrition. So it's more than that, though, because we're not just burning fat. We're maximizing our energy levels. Our goal is basically just to have incredible transformation overall. So to fulfill our purpose, to lower our risk of disease, to increase our energy levels, and just basically to have those energy levels that we're meant to have. And as we start this program, you will notice over time you will and should see an increase in those energy levels. And really, I have become a much more positive person through this program. I just see things differently now. I know that I'm fueling my body with the right foods and keeping a positive mindset. It also helps me in other areas of my life when I get frustrated. I'm able to kind of keep an open mind and a positive mindset. So hopefully you see a lot of, we call those non-scale victories, where you see increase in energy levels, you're sleeping better. I know that a lot of us struggle with that. So again, there are lots of things that we're gonna notice that aren't just, fat loss and losing those inches. It's so much more than that. So one of the reasons why I love this program. This prep week, I just want us to focus on progress, not being perfect. You're gonna hear that a lot. Focusing on progress, not perfection. If you're not doing things perfectly, that is okay. We are learning those strategies, and it takes us a minute to learn those strategies, but once we start implementing them, you guys won't even think twice about it. You'll just say, oh, I got it. So the task today, and I think everybody has, is to join the Facebook community groups. There are two different groups. There's a men's group and a women's group. So make sure I sent you all an email. You should have requested access, or if I noticed you hadn't requested access, I actually sent you an invite. Make sure, it's very helpful to have the portal saved on your phone. All the workouts and the food cycle are on the portal. So sometimes it's just easy. I typically pull up when I need information, I pull it up on my phone, but when I do the workouts at home, I pull it up on my computer. I either use my desktop or I use my laptop for those workouts. You can also print the workouts, and I will show you how to do that. It's on, I can show you, you can see it on your phone, but you would obviously have to pull it up from your desktop to print the workouts out. But you should also notice there's a video explaining those workouts next to each exercise. So this week, it's not mandatory to do those workouts. However, you might want to just practice or try them out just to see, kind of get a rhythm going, but it's not something you have to be doing this week. So how the program works, I am going to each day post a daily Facebook thread. So you're gonna see it will have information about the day. It will have the macro thread. So today would be starting on Monday when we start our food cycle. Monday is a low carb day. So I will be explaining the food cycle to all of you, and then it will give a brief explanation. Hi, Laura. It'll give a brief explanation of the day. It will give tips. Later on in the program, you'll see some blogs and some different essays on sleep. You'll learn different things throughout the program, but always check in on that Facebook thread. You will see it, read it, and then that is where you're going to be posting your macros, your macronutrients every single day. You're going to be taking a screenshot on your MyFitnessPal. There are 2 that I'm going to have you share, and I will be posting what those are in the comments below. I'm going to actually take a screenshot from my phone for each chart that I want you to post, and I'm going to post them in the comments, and I will make sure to post so you guys can see. I'll post anything in the comments so you have a visual of what it is I want you to be sharing. So in your MyFitnessPal, I know that everybody has probably seen the video, tried to set that up. I want you to, if you need help setting those goals, let me know and I will be more than happy to do that for you and help you with that. When you're setting your MyFitnessPal, you want to, obviously you go into the goals area and you set what your current weight is and then your goal and how many pounds you want to lose per week. And then you set it at active, lightly active. So then that will set your regular macro goals for the week. So, and we're only going to be using those on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, because we have 2 days of low carb and 2 days for the women will have low macro. So I will explain that in a minute a little bit further, but if you need help setting up your MyFitnessPal, let me know. There is in the diary, the best page to use is the nutrients chart because it has all of the numbers. It says the total that you've consumed, what your goal is, and how many you have left. I'm going to post that again in the comments. I use this on a daily basis. It helps me. I'm a visual person. I don't use that pie chart because that's not telling me exactly how many I've had of each. So I'm going to go into that a little bit deeper. I'm sure you've watched the training video, so you've been able to see how to set that up and what those are. But I will again be posting those in the comments so you can see what I want you to be posting every day, and it will be very helpful to you to use as well as you plan out your meals. All right, so the key elements of the faster way, and the comprehensive video kind of went over this, but the first thing is intermittent fasting. Some of us have done this, some of us have not done this. This week, it would be good to just try skipping breakfast every day, delaying your first meal. Think about what time you're eating. On a typical day in the faster way, we break our fast around noon and we finish eating around 8. So it's a 16-8 intermittent fasting protocol. I break my fast at noon every day. I finish eating by 8 o'clock. So there's an 8-hour eating window. I make sure I'm pre-planning my meals so I know what I'm eating within that window, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But we want to eat the right amount of macronutrients, and that's something I will be talking in more depth about, but we want to make sure that we are getting enough fuel to maximize fat burn and to have the energy levels in order to maximize that fat burn. If I see one thing, it's several people are always under eating, and we don't want to be doing that. You may be eating more food than you would typically, but we want to make sure in that 8-hour intermittent fasting window that we are getting in enough of those proteins, carbs, and fats, what we call macronutrients, so we are able to fulfill our energy levels and maximize our fat burn. And just keep in mind, I'll be going over this, but some of us may not be able to, at this time, because this might be a new concept for us, be able to, wait until noon. And some of us may have different feeding windows. We might be doing a 12-12. We might want to start off with a 12-12 fasting protocol. So everybody's different and everybody has different needs, and we want to listen to our bodies. So I will be talking to you individually if we need to be modifying that window, and that's okay too. But this week, just try breaking your fast a little bit later each day. Maybe starting if you typically eat breakfast. Before I started this program, I ate breakfast at like 6 o'clock in the morning because I drive to school. So the minute I started eating, obviously my insulin levels spiked, and that's when we break our fast. So if you typically eat breakfast around 7, maybe try leading off or holding off until 9 o'clock, and then maybe later in the week or Wednesday, start 10 o'clock and work your way up, so you're not just all of a sudden just changing your eating window. So we want to be able to build up to it if this is a new concept for us. And if you can make it till noon, awesome. If you want to break your fast at 11, that's great too, and do an 11 to 7 feeding window. You want to make it work for you. So as long as you're keeping it within that 8-hour eating window, you're good. Some people have different schedules. They work during the night, they're sleeping during the day, so they have to modify it to work for their schedule. Most of us will, though, typically break our fast around 11 or 12, and then we'll finish either by 7 or 8 o'clock. So if that's something that you're not quite sure about, let me know, and I can help you figure out what window is going to work best for you. And we will make sure that we're listening to our bodies and that I'm here to help and support. But please let me know, and I would be more than happy. We can modify to whatever means we need to. So before we break our fast, this is always the biggest question. What can I have? So water, water, water. That's what we should really be focusing on. We should be drinking half of our body weight in ounces of water every single day. I know this sounds like a lot. It is a lot, actually. And yes, we have to go to the bathroom a little more, but we need to stay hydrated. And the second I wake up in the morning, I start drinking water, because that same sensation that tells us we're hungry is the same signal that tells us we're thirsty. And oftentimes we're just not, we're dehydrated and we need water. So drink lots of water. I keep a cup next to my bed at night, and I drink the second I wake up. I start drinking water. You can drink herbal teas, unsweetened, because anything that has sweetener in it is going to spike your insulin levels, and then boom, your fast is, you broke your fast. So there are some things. I do drink coffee, and yes, you can drink coffee. I have a cup or two of black coffee every morning, and I will share with you. I'm going to email you guys a list of foods. I have like a kind of a grocery list from the different stores that I've just personally put together just for some ideas. But I use something called nut pods. You can find them at almost every grocery store. But those, each tablespoon, it's a dairy-free creamer. It's coconut and almond milk. And a lot of my friends are like, oh, I don't like almond milk. They don't, and I didn't either. But like with the coconut, like kind of mixed together with it, it's actually pretty good. You can have up to 4 tablespoons of it, because it's 10 calories per tablespoon. But keep in mind, anything that is over 50 calories, has fiber or sweetener, is going to break your fast. So you have to keep it under 50 calories. Otherwise, you're going to break your fast. So I put nut pods in my coffee every morning. I have a couple cups of it. But so you can have black coffee, you can have herbal teas, you can have water before you break your fast. And that typically ties me over. And when I say water too, you can also have those LaCroix waters. I drink a lot of the sparkling water, Waterloo. If you like those, I drink quite a bit of those. And after I have like a glass of regular water, so those also you can have before you break your fast, because they're not sweetened, and the bubbles actually kind of help sometimes curb hunger as well. And then you eat for the next 8 hours. Once you break your fast, you eat for the next 8 hours, or 12 hours if you're doing a 12-12 protocol, and then you're done. And then you go to bed, and then you start over again the next day. So along this way, we are tracking our macros and making sure that we are getting enough fuel for our body. And we're using the MyFitnessPal to track those. So we're going to just every day kind of go over. MyFitnessPal can really frustrate some people. And yes, I get frustrated with it too. But once you learn it, you will kind of understand how it works, and it will become like no problem for you. The second key element, so the first key element is intermittent fasting. The second key element is we lift heavy to develop lean calorie burning muscle. And when I say lift heavy, I'm not talking about going to the gym and lifting, 100-pound weights, nothing like that. But when we are doing our strength training days, which are Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, you will be lifting, weights. So if you're working out at home, I'm going to actually hop on. I'm always on my Instagram stories too. So I'm going to show you guys, I'll share a story today of what I actually have at my house that I work out from home with. All my little hand weights I got at Target. So what I started out with were like 5 pounds and 8 pounds, and then I got 10 pounds. as time went on, I started to be able to lift heavier. When I say lift heavier, now I have like a 25-pound weights that I do like my deadlifts with. So I've increased my weights, and throughout increasing those weights, I've started to, and over time have developed that lean calorie burning muscle. And you will start to notice like the definition in your arms and in your legs over time. But as you move forward, you want to kind of increase your weight, because that's where we develop that lean calorie burning muscle. And some of us may be at a place where starting with low impact workouts. We may be doing those home workouts. I do most of mine from home. Some of us may just be easing into, we haven't worked out in a really long time, and we are just easing into those workouts. We're focusing more on the nutrition piece. So kind of let me know where you are. Try some of the prep week workouts. Don't give up. They're short. Some may take a little bit longer. The leg day workouts do take me at sometimes, and I do it from home, so I'll go wash a dish. You know, I get distracted sometimes, but 40 minutes, 45 minutes would be the maximum. So just keep that in mind. But if you don't have weights at home and you're going to be doing the gym workouts, all of those workouts are also in the portal. But if you're at home, I'm going to share what I have. And you don't need to go out and buy like a bunch of weights right now, but as you get stronger, you may want to add, you know, a little bit heavier weights each time. The third key element are our low carb days. The Mondays and Tuesdays are low carb days. Those are our fasted cardio and our high intensity interval workouts. Today is Monday, so we have a HIIT workout, which means we're getting our heart rate up. We're depleting our glycogen stores. So we're depleting our sugar stores, so we're able to tap into those fat stores. So on these days, we get our heart rate up, Mondays and Tuesdays, so we can deplete those glycogen stores, and we're really maximizing that fat burn. The fourth element is keeping a positive mindset. You guys, just stay positive. So I know there will be days where we'll be frustrated and, you know, don't give up. Keep a positive mindset. It's not going to be perfect. We're focusing on progress, not perfection. I am here to support you, but if I have learned anything, positivity, and I think we all know this, just goes a long way. So if you are supposed to do, let's say, 10 reps of an exercise and you can only do 5, that's okay. Stay positive. You got there. You exercised. So please just remember to stay positive through this process. And the fifth key element is rest. We prioritize rest in the Faster Way to Fat Loss. We're going to be talking about sleep during this program, but sleep really helps us build that healthy gut flora, so we can improve our gut health and just help us burn fat more effectively. And if you are not right now taking a probiotic, I highly recommend taking one. Many of us already do. I take one called Just Thrive. I have it auto ship, but there are many great probiotics out there. And if you need any suggestions, let me know. But I highly recommend taking a probiotic. We focus on whole food nutrition in the Faster Way to Fat Loss. No gluten, no dairy. So just remember anything that you're consuming, and try to focus on that this week. Start to cut out, if you can, the gluten and dairy. Some of you are already gluten and dairy free, and the reason we do this is some of us have a lot of sensitivities, and those sensitivities may be to gluten and dairy, and we have no clue. I learned through the program that I actually have a gluten sensitivity, and lo and behold, my sinuses have gotten so much better. I'm not taking allergy medication on a daily basis anymore. So it's just, and I was having really bad headaches. So cutting out gluten, maybe dairy too. Dairy just overall isn't great for us, milk. That's why we focus on no gluten and dairy through the Faster Way. So the whole food nutrition, if it comes from the ground, if it has a mother, it's fair game. it's in its most natural state. Those are the foods we're focusing on. Our bodies need that nutrient-dense food in order to achieve real health. And we want to do our best to stay away from those processed foods, and try over the course of this week to cut out those processed foods. I do a lot of my shopping at Trader Joe's and the regular grocery store as well. There's so many gluten and dairy-free options, but we do buy like frozen chicken chili lime burgers from Trader Joe's, and I buy already frozen quinoa and brown rice that I just put in a bag in the microwave. A lot of us are really busy, so I'm going to give you some options of foods from the store that aren't, right from the produce section, and that's okay. So many of us are have the busiest of schedules, and once I go back to school, I am very busy, so I know what foods I can have, so I'm going to be sharing those with you. But ultimately, overall, we are trying to just stick with whole food nutrition. All right, so I'm going to quickly go over the food cycle and a couple more things, and then I want you guys to, if you have any questions, be thinking about this, let me know what they are so I can answer those for you. But Monday and Tuesday, the food cycle, Monday and Tuesday are low carb days for men and women. So the women are aiming to eat less than 50 grams of net carbs, and men are aiming to eat less than 100 grams of net carbs. And your net carbs are your overall carbs minus your fiber. So on your nutrients tab on your MyFitnessPal, you will notice that you can see the numbers. The carbohydrates is listed, I think it's like this first or second one listed. Right underneath it is your fiber. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at how many carbs you've had, and then you subtract your fiber, and that is your net carb total. So you're technically, the more fiber you have, actually, the better, because then you can intake a little bit more. So your overall carbs are your net carbs are your total carbs minus your fiber. So we'll be practicing that. As we go, because it does get a little bit, it becomes one of the most easiest days. Let me just put that out there. But to get started, it can be, oh my gosh, I don't know how many carbs I've had, but you'll be able to see it if you use that nutrients chart. So pre-planning our meals is going to be key in this. And I'm going to be sharing different, okay, good question, Wendy. On those low carb days, will protein and fat, will they stay the same grams? I'm actually going to talk about that right now. Great question. Protein stays exactly the same. You want to get those proteins in. We don't want to go over on our proteins. We want to stay moderate on our proteins on low carb days. So I actually have a lot of protein on these days. So I think I have 100 grams. So on my low carb days, I try to hit my 100 grams of protein. So you want to hit the recommended protein goal in your MyFitnessPal on those low carb days. Your fats, though, are going to increase. We're going to increase those healthy fats 60 to 70%. So my fat intake on those days is pretty high. I actually double mine, but the reason we increase those fats is to fill in for those missing carbs that we're not having. And if you notice, we're not a calorie in, calorie out program, but you will notice when you set your goals at the top each day, it'll tell you how many calories your intake should be for that day. Well, on a low carb day, it's going to be less. And what we do is we fill in those calories with fats, so we can we hit the same caloric intake we would on a regular macro day. I know that might sound a little bit overwhelming, but you will be increasing your healthy fats. So on low carb days, my go-to fat is an avocado. So if you like avocados, that's awesome. Guacamole, yay. Low carb days are the days that I eat those avocados. So great question. So on a low carb day, women are aiming to eat less than 50 grams of net carbs. The men are aiming to eat less than 100 grams of net carbs. Yeah, it does make sense. It took me a minute when I first started to kind of understand that, but you may get really hungry. A good friend of mine, she was doing the program as well, and she ended up having to double her fats and just to fill in for those missing carb calories. So we just want to make sure, so we know 50 grams, less than 50 grams of net carbs for women, less than 100 grams of net carbs for men, and then we stay moderate on the protein, it stays the same, and we increase our fats. And I just multiply, you can multiply it, and this is something I do for a lot of people. If you want me to calculate your low carb days and then your low macro days for the women, I can do that. If you send me a screenshot of your goals, I can go ahead and calculate those for you guys. So let me know. I'd be more than happy to do that. So the goal on these low carb days, we're depleting those glycogen stores, we're depleting those sugar stores so we can burn fat for fuel, those fat stores. When we first start, like when we hit the ground running on Monday and Tuesday, you may notice that you have a headache. It's not totally common, but yes, I will do it for you. But just stay hydrated. Just keep drinking lots of water, and you'll notice that it'll subside and kind of go away. And actually, as we move forward, you won't notice anything as long as you guys are hitting those macronutrients and you're getting the food that you have recommended, you have inputted. That don't. A lot of people will say, "Oh my gosh, I ran out of time." If you have it pre-planned and you know what you can have, keep it with you. And I'll teach you how to do that too. And you will be hitting those macros no problem. All right, so Wednesday and Thursday for men and women are regular macro days. So Wednesday is when we get those carbs back. And Wednesday is one of my favorite days because I love having those carbs back. So for men and women, Wednesdays, it is a regular macro day. So we eat our regular macros based on what are MyFitnessPals telling us. So 50% carbs, 30% fit and healthy fats, and 20% protein. So that day is pretty easy day. You guys are just eating what's recommended in your MyFitnessPal, and that's where we do our strength training days. Thursday is back day. It's our second biggest muscle group. So after Wednesday and Thursday, so those are our regular macro days, we hit Friday. So for women on Fridays, that is a low macro day where we're eating 25% less of each macronutrient. So 25% less protein, 25% less carbs, 25% less fat. And again, I can calculate that for you because sometimes when I first did it, I did it wrong and I was eating 25% and I thought, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I can stand up. Instead of, I calculated it wrong. So if you need help with that, let me know. Friday for women and for men, men is a low carb day. So the men have 3 low carb days. It's an active recovery day. And an active recovery day is our rest days. And we want to at least try to, get up, move around, go on a walk, do yoga, something that's a more restful activity. We definitely don't just want to be, sit and do nothing. But it is a day of rest. So it's a great time to get outside, even a short walk, get some fresh air. So Fridays are our active recovery days. Let's move to Saturday. Saturday is a great day. It is our leg day, and it is our treat day. So our legs are our biggest muscle group, and treat day, favorite day of the week. I said Wednesday was my favorite day. It is as well, but treat day is my second favorite day. You can have any treat you want, whether it be, and a lot of people ask me, can I have a glass of wine? Yeah, have it on this day, but put it in your MyFitnessPal. You want to plan your treat in your MyFitnessPal and plan it around the rest of your macronutrients. I usually have a donut. Last week I had a big giant brownie. Whatever you fancy can be your treat. Just remember to put it in your MyFitnessPal first before you add in the rest of your food for that day. All right. We don't deprive ourselves of treats. And I love treats and I savor every moment of it, but also I'm not craving it during the rest of the week. I just know that I'm going to be able to have something on Saturday and I just kind of plan it out. And my sugar cravings have completely gone away through this program. I obviously love it when I have it, but I'm not craving it anymore. So Saturday, leg day, treat day. Sunday is a low macro day for the women, so we have another 25% less of each macronutrient, and it's also an active recovery day. And for the men, it is a regular macro strength training day, and you will see that in your portal on your workouts, and the food cycle is in there. And on the emails I send you every day, I will post with the food cycles, just so you can constantly be seeing it as a reminder. Remember, all of this, you guys, is in the portal. And when I pull the portal up, I'm looking at it right now. You have the welcome and introduction. If you have not done so yet, go ahead and log into there. You can watch the welcome video, and then the Faster Way Essentials and Prep Week training. There are tabs for all of the different components. It talks about whole food nutrition, intermittent fasting, carb cycling. It shows you the eating schedule. Everything is there, so you don't have to read it all today. But just over time, if you do anything today, I would just read about, I would do the welcome and introduction and read about intermittent fasting and whole food nutrition. Because that's something that we're going to be like needing to start transitioning into. And you'll just be able to kind of have a better idea of why we do it, what it is. Even though I've kind of explained it here, you'll reading it over and over again is going to help solidify it in your mind. The workouts are important. You want to try to get them done, but they're not vital. We always want to be focusing on the nutrition. No matter what, focus on that nutrition piece. And today, when I hop off this call, I'm going to be sending you a couple of things. I'm going to be sending you a macro cheat sheet. I print this out and put it on my refrigerator, so you can see it basically separates. It shows you what's high in protein, what's high in carbs, what's high in fat, and then it'll overlap, like which ones overlap. So you can kind of say, oh, I'm low on carbs today. What's something I can have? And you'll look and say, oh, I can have quinoa. So add a cup of quinoa to your salad. You know, it'll help you with understanding what you can have if you're low in certain areas. And just I use it just for ideas too. But I will be giving you guys food ideas as well. And I'm always on Instagram. I post my meals. I will be showing on my live, my Insta stories, what I'm making that day. And I will also be sharing with you with the macro cheat sheet, the grocery list that I've kind of put together, as well as I have some really easy go-to recipes that I actually found from a blogger who, she's a teacher, ironically enough. But I use a lot of these just for my lunches. And then I will actually be posting each week what we are having for our main meals at my house. And if there are recipes, I will post it today actually, because I posted it yesterday for my other groups. And you can try some of these recipes out. I try to keep them simple and real quick. And it's always good to cook once and eat twice. I eat a lot of leftovers, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. Do not hop on the scale. I want to put that out there right now. But everybody wait in to do their client assessment, but after that, ditch it. We don't need it. We are not, this is a fat loss program, not a weight loss program. So we want to make sure that we are not hopping on that scale. So you're going to notice a lot of things happening. First, you're going to notice things from the inside. You're going to notice increased energy levels. You're going to maybe tell me, oh my gosh, Amy, I'm sleeping better. You're going to start noticing what we call non-scale victories pretty quickly. And then as time goes on, you'll be gauging things by just how you're feeling. Maybe your clothes are fitting looser. Let's focus on those and keep everything, in perspective. We all are going to be, changing at different rates. Our bodies are all different, but just make sure that you stay away from that scale. Please direct your questions on our daily Facebook thread in the comments. I will see them and I will answer them. I hop on in the morning. I'm typically on during the day. And then I hop on again at night when you check in with me at the end of the day with your nutrients chart and your macro pie chart. And I will be posting those after this call is over. Keep me updated daily. I will be checking in with you. And stay positive, guys. Trust this process. My friend Marissa said the other day, and I wrote this down because it really resonated with me, because I don't think of always things this way, but she's like, it's not difficult, it's just different. So be positive. Don't get discouraged, because you guys are going to do awesome. I'm here to support you every single step of the way. I'm here for you. If you need me, any questions you have, you reach out, you let me know, because that's what I'm here for. Every question matters. Every question matters. I'm still learning all the time too. And I'm here to share my knowledge. I'm here to support you. I'm here to guide you. And I will keep you updated. I will be checking in with you. I will be emailing you. So be looking out for a daily email, and then checking on this daily Facebook page, because there will be a thread, and that's where you will be posting and checking in with me. I want you guys all, I know I talked a little longer than I thought, and I'm sorry. I was just trying to cover all of my bases here. I want to make sure that you guys have a good understanding. Have a wonderful day. Mark your calendars. Next Monday, we will have another live training. Monday, July 22nd, week 1 is when we will hit the ground running at 9 o'clock a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Same time, same place, on our Facebook community page. But I will be checking in via video this week as well, and seeing how you guys are. Again, reach out to me if you need anything. Remember to stay hydrated, drink half your body weight in ounces of water, practice breaking your fast a little bit later each day this week. Start implementing some more of those whole foods. Try to stay away from those processed foods. And I want you all to have a great day. I'm so excited to be here with all of you, and I will talk to you soon.